Recording is on.
Okay, we're going to start our session today related to the contents that we're going to show about
Recording is
the
on.
exams, okay, and
Okay.
related to the data the data collection materials, instruments, sorry, that we're going to use. Um, we're going to show this term, okay. So last time I think I showed you, no, I told you that this part of the observation process is going to be kind of difficult, kind of different, right? That is to say that the observations, they're going to have a kind of different issue, right? A different perspective. It's not going to be in a presential way, but it's going to be maybe in a virtual way. Um, this in case that students, in case of, sorry, in case of teachers, allow you to go to the meeting, that the virtual meeting they're going to have, right? So in that way, you're going to understand, or you're going to, understand or try to gather some of the data that is related or is required for for what, for fulfilling the requirements, or fulfilling the statements, the what the requirements for you to state, no, for you to solve, help in solving the statement of the problem, right? Or the research questions right here. um and that's it. So last time, I was telling you to design as much as possible the materials you have. Some of you have created, um, for example, I see here Edward created a questionnaire, right?
Yes.
Okay, which contains 9 questions, right? So
Mm-hmm.
after this, I'm going to give you just all the what the considerations about that. Sergio
And Luis.
and Louis, yeah, they created it's loading here. Created here an observation grill, right? It's kind of good because it has the time, the resources, the activities, inconvenience, and teachers' performance when using technology. So I don't know if Sergio or Luis are here.
Don't think so.
Well, okay, well, so they're going to have a very good alternative here, because this is going to be just related to the what, to their field, because it's going to be related
Mm-hmm.
to virtual learning, to learning knowledge tools, if I'm not wrong. So it's going to be like that. So I think in this case we need to what, to set some issues, or to set some things, some alternatives for us to add the virtual part right here. Let's take into account what I told you before, that that maybe this virtual part is going to take place until May the 30th, right? So we need to work with this, or yeah, we need to take into account these issues or these considerations inside our I forgot the word. Yeah, our research, right? Okay. In the case of Judith and Juliet, they have right here the letter of consent. No, it's not a letter of consent. It's going to be just a kind of questionnaire. Yeah. So it's going to be a structured interview, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. In which you have six questions. Okay, nice. And Kayla, she has something about. Okay, yeah. So it's going to be just the observation protocol. Yep. This is going to be just the observation protocol in which she has stated something, something related to the discussion, debate, the questions, monologues, presentations, problem sequence, the actors, the resources, right? And the items, which are going to be redaction, content, congruity, relevance, and format. Right. Okay, no. That is going to be for the analysis. And wow. And the other is going to be a what is this? Semi-structured interview, right? And well, it works in this case. So all of you, well, the ones you have sent, and Leonardo has sent me some information about it, but I need to work on that too. It's in my WhatsApp. Anyway, okay. In terms of this, what we need to take into account right here is going to be just um, that I needed to start working on the rest of the components, on the rest of the what of the instruments that you're going to start working with. Okay, so if it's going to be, for example, all the interviews, so start designing all the interviews that you have created. If you're going to work with let's say, what is this, questionnaires, so work on those questionnaires. If you're going to work on some things related to the observations protocol, so once again, work with the observations protocol, right? Why? Because we need you to work or to state in this presentation which are going to be those instruments and the way they're going to be implemented. Okay.
Okay, but what about the case of semi-structured interviews? I mean, how are we going to design those interviews?
Wow, nice question, and I have an answer for that. So we were considering all the situations right here, and we're thinking about that. And the most prudent thing for us to do is going to be just related to the way, the way for us to create or for you to create those instruments and then to provide that information to the teacher for the teacher to share that information with the students, right? In the case that you know some students from the course, so you can talk to them directly and you can show them the letter of consent plus the what the instrument. Okay, so for them to know about that. In the case that that you need them to sign the letter of consent, what I
Mhm.
want you to do is to use a virtual signature, right?
Okay.
So you can, I don't know, they can take a photo of the signature and put it into the document. So that is going to work as a legit signature, right?
Okay. I have another question. What about? I mean, how are we going to reach the teacher? Because if we don't have the number, I don't know, how are we going to
Okay.
contact the teacher in order to do this?
Yeah. So I think I need to create a what Google Docs and in there I'm going to no you're going to You're going to write your code, your name, the name of the teacher you're interested, the name of the course you're going to be doing the what the research,
Okay.
and once you have filled that, you're I'm going to put the contact for you to reach them. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So because I see no other alternative, and plus I can put both the phone number in case I have it, and the what and the email because I think I have them.
Okay. Well, for example, in my case, I'm working with reflective journals. So should I design it virtual?
Yeah, yeah. So it is going to be just related to I don't know if you have thought about creating that like blocks
Yeah.
or Google Docs for them to fill them. So this is going to be kind of nurturing inside in your process because over there you're going to have some, like maybe a different way for them to have a kind of different perspective, taking into account the pandemic thing that we're dealing with, right?
Hmm.
So they're going to. So we need to maybe to restructure what I told you before, and that was the information I got with the teachers last time we got the meeting. You need to start restructuring all the things for you to gather the data virtually, right? So
Okay.
that's the huge thing that we're going to do the next term, right? So this term start working on that, on how to deal with the virtual part, and the next term, um, we're going to gather all the information here. We don't know until which point we're going to be in this kind of quarantine, but we need to have two plans: Plan A, the one we already have, and Plan B, the plan that we need to create in a virtual part. Yes, as difficult, but we have no other choice, right? If we had a possible choice, I think we would do something different. Okay. Um, but yes, if I were you, I would have the presential part and the virtual part, and maybe a third item or a third element on how to combine both of the items, right? So for in case, let's say we come back in, I don't know, let's say the end of May, and you can gather face-to-face information. So, well, that would be a kind of different perspective that you can add inside the research, right? But taking into account the next semester is going to be kind of easier because you're going to analyze data. You're not going to gather more data. You're going to just analyze it. This is the hardest semester because we're going to gather data from a difficult situation, which is going to be just focused on research. On the virtual part.
Okay. Well, in the case of semi-structured interviews, so how those interviews should be? I mean, like, should we do it in a platform or a doc or how to do
Yes,
it?
of
I
course.
mean,
So let's say you're going to do it in, I don't know, maybe in Google Forms, it works. Maybe in e-service, it works too, right?
mhm,
Or in case, for example, you required a voice, I
mhm,
think you should ask them to add an audio material. But I don't know inside the internet we can find any kind of application for students to answer these questions in
no,
an
no, it's
audio
fine.
visual way or just in an audio
Mhm,
way, right?
mhm,
So you can do it via WhatsApp if you want or if you can, um, so they can add the audio files, right?
yeah.
Or
Okay.
just the text. So as you think is going to be easier for you, right? So the voices right here are going to be kind of important because you're going to take the sources. So it's going to be written in a virtual way, or it's going to be audio, but in a virtual way too.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Get it? Guys, give me 5 minutes. I'm going to take a glass of water. I'm kind of thirsty, and I'll be back. Right? Don't go away. Okay, I'm back. So, more questions? Hello.
Teacher, I have a question.
You have questions? Okay.
Uh, about the process of observation, you have to develop this instrument
Yes.
because
Once again, I couldn't understand the question.
for the observation instrument,
Yes.
what do we have to do?
Okay. Wow. Your case is kind of extreme because it's going to be just related to the what is this? Um, the peer tutoring process, right?
Yes.
So, mm, give me a second. Okay. So, what I think here is going to be just, for example, um, to talk with the peer tutors and to know if they're doing these practicum spaces via, I don't know, Zoom, Jitsi, WhatsApp, right? So we need to
Yes.
talk to them. Yes, we need to reach them in order to know which could be the solutions they're giving to these practicum spaces, right? If they're working with video conferences, amazing, because we're going to have an rich, sorry, we're going to have rich data, right, for us to analyze. But in the case they're just texting, so I don't know, that sounds kind of difficult. But this works, as I think, this is going to be just focused. If you can watch the screen, the chat part, this is going to work like peer pen pals, sorry, right? I'm going to share my what my screen, and I'm going to put you all of you in silence. because I want you to be focused on my screen only. Okay. Are you watching my screen?
Yes.
Are you watching my screen? Yes. Okay. So, what is this? I know, I was looking for it. So if you see right here, for example, what are pen pals? Um, pen pals, virtual, fortunes, right? So what is going to be just the virtual pen pals? The virtual pen pals right here is going to be just that. This is going to be something like a chat rooms, but they're not going to be just focused on what on just chatting. No, it's going to be just related to, for example, dealing with some things related to particular topics, right? So it works like that. So for example, what is this? Pen pal schools. So you can write them, right? Or and you can get informations, right? About any topic, right? But here it's going to be just focused on maybe a project, right? Let's say we're going to talk about something related to like this, word of short stories. So how to create short stories, let's say with a friend from, I don't know, Italy, and a friend to, let's say, Argentina, and let's suppose that this guy from Argentina is learning Italian. So the pen pal is going to be the guy in Rome, let's say, right? So it could be some like one idea, a very good idea for you to take into account here. So we're going to take this like peer tutors, but in a kind of pen pal thing aspect. I'm gonna stop sharing my.
Okay, teacher. And for the pilot process,
Okay. Have you selected the what the participants that they're going to observe?
yes, we have the participants.
Okay. Have you reached them?
What?
Have you reached them? Have you contacted them?
Yes.
Okay. So, did you do any kind of observation?
No.
Okay. So contact them in order for us to know or for you to know um, what is the way in which they are dealing with this peer tutoring process for you to observe that. Okay. So
Okay.
I think here you're going to have a different perspective because we were used to teach classes in a face-to-face class, for us to say that, right? But in this case, it's going to be extremely different, right? Because now we're going to use just the Web 2.0 in order for us to accomplish the objectives set inside the peer tutoring, right? I think I may contact Professor Gonzalo, Professor Oscar, and Professor Judith, um, for them to tell me, and Professor Miguel, for them to tell me in which way they are dealing with this kind of peer tutoring process via the Web 2.0, right?
Okay.
Any other question?
No. Thank you.
Okay, questions? No questions? Okay. Oh, no more questions about this? Okay. So, as a homework, you're going to design all the instruments, right? Start designing them as if you were going to implement them, okay? And then through the week, I'm going to start correcting the whole thing, right? These instruments, they need to be what? Questions?
No.
Okay. These instruments, they need to be attached inside the what the project, right? And you're going to specify the way in which they are going to be implemented, right? So you're going to put them like annex, and after that you're going to what to talk about those annexes, and you're going to explain the way in which they are going to be implemented, right? Through or by taking into account the chronogram, okay?
Okay, okay, teacher.
And that's it, right? So start designing them. I want to open a space right now in that model for you to deliver. mm, what is this? No, no, not here. Here. Yeah. So here in the graphic, no, here. Sorry. Uh-huh. Okay. So data collection instruments. I'm going to put this like part one, and I'm going to create a part two for you to add the other ones. Tonight, I'm going to give you the whole feedback about everything. I have been reading all of your what? All of your instruments, but I still I still need to add the what? The I forgot. I still need to add the comments about your instruments. Okay.
Okay.
So
And
I'm
teacher,
creating.
do not forget the space where we should add the name and email and the teacher we are interested in.
Mhm. Okay.
Don't
So I'm
forget.
sharing my screen right now, and I'm going to do that. So let's say this. What is this? That link from library. Okay. So cool. So here, let's say data collection instruments part two, right? So to what to I forgot the name the word. For you to uh, right. then, so I need to. Give me a moment. I'm gonna finish this. Mhm. Here. So it's going to be name, researchers. Then it's going to be professor, group, and contact. And there is like a 8 here, right? So it's going to be so in this case, you're going to add your names right here, the name of the professor in charge, the course, and I'm going to add the contacts right here. Okay. So I'm going to share this. Edit, and that's it. Okay, done, and done. Copy link. Aye. And that's it. So I'm gonna sign it. Okay, and the date, let's say what? For Wednesday next week or Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay, I'm gonna put it until midday for me to have the rest of the rest of the day for me to do for me to do the corrections and here the
Yeah.
corrections and yeah, and that's it. I'm not going to lock it, right?
Okay.
In case you have any kind of problem, okay? But this is going to be added into the gradebook, and you have it over there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. More questions about this?
No.
Nope. Okay, guys. So, give me a moment. Okay, I'll just sharing this.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes, ask me.
have you checked the delivered instruments when
Yeah, I have
because we
checked
did
them.
a because
I
we
have
did
read
a
the
feedback.
yeah, yeah, I have read them, but I haven't added the comments. Tonight I'm going to add the comments. Well, after this session, I'm going to start adding the comments. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, not to worry. Well, what else? Anything else?
Mm-mm.
Okay, guys. So, thanks for your time. We have spent right here like 42 minutes on this, and no, nothing. Anything you want, let me know. Okay.
Okay.
You
Thank
have a
you.
question or something like that. Guys, have a nice rest of the day and be safe, be healthy,
Wash your
wash
hands.
your hands, please, and no, and work a lot. Okay. So
Okay.
if you
Thanks.
have anything, any kind of problem related to, I don't know, this kind of quarantines, or if you're kind of depressive or something like that, do not hesitate to contact me if you want someone to talk. Right? So I can be of any kind of help over there, right? I'm not the expert, but somehow so far so good. I'm your teacher, and I'm kind of always worried about you. Okay, guys, thanks a lot for being here, and no, nothing. Catch you up later. Okay,
Okay. Thank you.
bye bye.